Wildcats as they continue to play that aggressive defense. Head coach Matt Cordes up off the bench. Looks like he's trying to get his team to play with a little bit more control on defense. Now Zylstra comes out with his 2 fouls. Tengwall comes in. He has 2. Hinkemeyer a chance for a 1-and-1. Also no good. So 3 times in a row, Spartans have missed the front end of a 1-and-1. So a potential 6 points has turned into a big goose egg for the Spartans. Wildcats with a chance to take their first lead in the game. It's 28-27, 4:05 to go. Now down low to Zylstra. Worm looked like he had the ball, but he's going to be whistled for a foul. As Brandon Zylstra is going to go to the line to shoot 2. First foul on Mitchell Worm. Brandon Zylstra to shoot 2. His free throw's nothing but air. So the missed free throws seem to be contagious as the Spartan student section getting a kick out of that air ball. We'll see what happens here, and the second one is good. So Zylstra has 3, and we're all knotted up at 28-18. I believe that's 10 in a row for the Wildcats. Spartans had a 28-18 point lead, and they have not scored since that point, and they have looked sluggish. 3:45 to go here. We're all tied at 28. Hinkemeyer, 3-pointer on the way is good. So the Spartans get off the schneid as Hinkemeyer knocks down the 3. He now has 7 in the first half. 31-28, 3:30 to go here in the first half. Spartans still dropping back into that 2-3 zone. Long 3-pointer by Moten is good. He answers back. He now has 5, and we're tied at 31. 31 apiece, 3:15 to go here in the first half. See if the Spartans can answer back. Here's Willenbring, takes it into a crowd, stolen away by Moten. Length of the court, up off the glass and good. He now has 7, and the Wildcats have their first lead of the game, just under 3 minutes to go at 33-31. Spartans having a hard time handling the ball here. It looks like the defensive pressure starting to get to them. Now here's Eisenschenk with it. Out on the wing, 2:35 to go here. Spartans down by 2. Not really doing anything here. It looks they're not really attacking the basket. I don't like the looks of this. Now here's Worm. Spartans desperately need a basket here as Eisenschenk can't get the 3-pointer to go. Rebound goes out of bounds, and all the momentum seems to be on the Wildcat side right now. 2:21 to go here, and now Aaron Johnson's going to check back into the game. He had those 2 quick fouls, and we'll see how this goes. I don't know if I agree with that. If he picks up a 3rd foul, obviously that wouldn't be good, but if he can play without fouling, be a good choice for the Wildcats. Here's Moten now, slowly into the front court. Several players on the floor with 2 fouls for the Wildcats. Now 3-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound battled for by Johnson. And a foul is going to go against, oh, it's out of bounds, they're saying. Not sure what the deal was there. It looked like Johnson knocked it out of bounds. It's going to be Wildcat ball under their basket. Tengwall all alone, 3-pointers up, no good. Long rebound out to Hinkemeyer, quickly ahead to Jonah Eisenschenk. Up off the glass, no good. Rebound comes out, battled for. Jenny with it. Now he gets it to Moten. And a carry, a palming call is going to go against Moten. Tengwall challenged Eisenschenk going the length of the court. Jonah should have just muscled it up. Tengwall with those 2 fouls was just kind of, he wasn't going to make any effort to block it, but Jonah couldn't get the layup to go. It rolled around in the battle for the rebound. Moten came out with it. Then he was called for the turnover. 1:45 to go here. Willenbring in the lane, up. Looked like he got fouled there, but he gets it to go. Scott now has 5 in the game, and we're tied at 33. Quickly back, Tengwall, no good. Willenbring with the rebound as Worm had Johnson tied up. 1:30 to go here. Hinkemeyer directing traffic. Now corner to Eisenschenk. Oh, cross-court pass Tangwall had it eyed up but couldn't quite get to it. Now here's Jonah Eisenschenk, the freshman with it. Gets it to Mitchell Worm. Now back. Oh, Tangwall again picks it off with Moulton. Back to Tangwall. Gets it to go. Those cross-court passes are getting the Spartans. If they go, they got numbers as Tangwall hit the deck. And they'll slow it down. Now Hinkemeyer all alone for three. No good. Whistle. And a foul's going to go against Mitchell Worm. Pushing foul on Mitchell Worm. It's going to be 2 free throws for Aaron Johnson. So turnovers in the front court. Too many by the Spartans. Those cross-court passes, the Wildcats, they've seen that flex offense every time they play the Spartans. They're just waiting for those passes, cross-court passes. Spartans, that should be 2 shots, and it is, as Johnson missed the first one. They're going to have to look to go backdoor on those cuts as the Wildcats are not even following their defensive player down, and they're just picking off that pass. Second free throw, also no good by Johnson. He sat on the bench a long time, probably not real in a shooter's warm-up mode, I guess you would call it. 42 seconds to go. Spartans trail by 2 at 35-33. Now here's Eisenschenk with it. Now skip over to Jonah Eisenschenk. Now back to Willenbring. Spartans will probably hold it for 1 shot here as we're down to 28 seconds. Now Jonah with it. Leaves it for Hinkemeyer. 20 seconds to go now. Moulton guarding him closely. Now Worm with it. Skip over to Eisenschenk. Down to 13. Eisenschenk with it out high. Now it's down to 9. They're going to have to go to the bucket. Go with it, Scott. Nobody's guarding him. Now Hinkemeyer alone for the three-pointer. No good. Battle for the rebound. And that's going to be the end of the first half as the Wildcats chuck one up that wouldn't have counted. So Spartans had the lead most of the half. Wildcats had it the last couple minutes. At the end of the first half, it's New London Spicer 35, Rocori 33. Back in ready for the start of the second half. It'll be Spartan possession. 35-33 New London with a 2-point lead. Spartans were ahead most of the first half till around the 15-minute mark. Wildcats are up by 2. Several players on both teams in foul trouble. See who the starters are. For the Wildcats, Johnson, Tangwall, Zylstra on the floor with 2 fouls each. Moulton and Jenny also. So the original 5 starters. 5 on the floor for the Spartans. Roush with 2 fouls. Scott Willenbring, Zach Hinkemeyer, Brad Eisenschenk, the 4 of the original starters, and Nate Meyer, the 5th starter. Now he throws it into Roush, but he wasn't ready for it, so turnover against the Spartans. All alone is Johnson for the easy 2. Somebody lost him. So Aaron Johnson, 2 in the first half, 2 quickly here in the second half. He has 4. And the Wildcats are up by 4 now. The Spartans need to answer back here. Eisenschenk gets a pick from Meyer. 3-pointer is good. So Brett, who had 10 in the first half, he now has 13. Spartans are down by 1. Skip pass over to Jenny, trying to answer back. Drives baseline, now bounce pass into Johnson. Muscles it up between Meyer and Willenbring, and they're calling a 3-second call on Johnson. I mentioned Brett had 10 in the first half. Zach Hinkemeyer was 7. Roush was 6. Willenbring with 5 to lead the way for the Spartans. Having trouble getting it in. Now they get into Nate Meyer, who leaves it for Hinkemeyer, and he'll wait for everyone to clear out. For the Wildcats, Tangwall had 11, Justin Zylstra with 9, and Jamie Moulton with 7 to lead the Wildcats. Now Hinkemeyer had the Spartans continue to have trouble with that defensive pressure. Now here's Roush. He had Johnson up in the air. Now Roush 3-pointer. That's long. Meyer with the rebound. Controls it in the lane. Little jumper on the rim. Won't go. Now Hinkemeyer ties up Zylstra on the rebound, and the possession arrow goes in favor of the Wildcats. So tough break there for the Spartans as Meyer couldn't get the little jumper in the lane to go. It hung on the rim before coming out. Spartans down by 1 at 37-36, 16:25 to go. Here's Moulton, three-pointer on the way is good. Moulton now has 10. So Spartans get it into the front court. Not easily, though, as we'll see how this works out. They're having trouble with that pressure. Now, Tangwall with another steal. A lazy pass by Roush. All the way to the basket is good. Tangwall now with 13. As the Spartans getting lazy with those passes. I'm sure they talked about it at the half. But that's been a big difference, a big factor in this game. As Tangwall has several steals on that. Now Hinkemeyer has it go off his head. Now gets it into Willenbring, now into the lane. Forces it up over Zylstra. Bad shot that time by Willenbring. Spartans down by 6 at 42-36. Now lob into Johnson up easily. Spartans are going to need a timeout. Timeout on the floor with 15:28 to go. It's New London 44, Rocori 36. See if Roush can get into the lane. Now ball slapped away by the Wildcats. Here comes Moulton with it, looking to run. Little hesitation dribble. Now he gets it out for Tangwall. Back over for Moulton. Now in the corner to Jenny. Bounce pass into Johnson, no good. Rebound by Eisenschenk, and the foul's going to go against Johnson, who of course has that who me look on his face, as most players do when they're called for a foul. So that'll be the third foul on Johnson.
His third, team first.
First foul against the Wildcats. Now Spartans get the ball in. It's Berg with it in the backcourt. Going against Moulton. Now bounce pass high post to Eisenschenk. Almost stolen away now is by Tangwall, and they're going to get him for a foul, and that will be his third. So we talked about this in the first half, how fouls might be a factor, and now Tangwall has 3, and Aaron Johnson has 3 for the Wildcats. And now Derek Henley is quickly off the bench, and he's coming in for Tangwall, who I figured he'd be in for. Tangwall's going to have a seat with those 3 fouls. Spartans down by 8 with 12:50 to go here. Oh, here's Willenbring with it. Interesting matchup here. They have Moulton on Willenbring, and they have the 6'6" Johnson on Ben Roush, as Eisenschenk's three-point attempt is no good. Jonah had the rebound, but I think his own guy knocked him over, and it rolls out of bounds. So New London Spicer ball. So the Wildcats are guarding the Spartans' tallest player with a 5'10" guard. And they have the 6'6" Johnson guarding Ben Roush, who's considered mostly a perimeter player. But so far it's worked for them to the tune of an 8-point lead at 47-39. Now the ball's knocked away from Jenny by Roush, but Jenny gets it back. Now lob pass is stolen by Roush, but it's stolen right back by Jenny. Ben just not being solid with the ball there. Jenny now has 7, and it's back to a 10-point lead at 49-39. Now here's Roush into the lane. Stolen away by Essler. Roush, another bad pass. He's just playing soft with the ball. Now he comes up with the rebound, being hounded. He's going to get fouled by Essler.
Jake Essler, his second, team third. Number 33, Justin Zylstra back in for the Wildcats.
So as the dust clears here, the foul's going to go against. They don't have it now. They have it up there. It's going against Essler. It's his second. It's a third team foul on the Wildcats. New London up by 10 at 49-39. 11 and a half to go here in the first half. Now here's Roush with it. Ben, one of the better offensive players for the Spartans. Now Willenbring posts up Moulton, and the foul's going to go against Moulton. as they take advantage of that size advantage that we were talking about a minute ago. Willenbring's listed at 6'5", maybe 6'4" is a little more realistic. But Moten is only 5'10", and that quickness has been giving them troubles. Now they switch up as Brandon Zylstra checks in, and he's going to guard Willenbring. So it's an even matchup there as far as height goes. Now they get it into Willenbring. He takes Zylstra to the boards, up off the glass. Good for Willenbring. He is first two of the second half. He now has 7. Spartans cut into that double-digit lead. It's now an 8-point lead at 49-41, coming up on 11 minutes, 11:02 to go here in the game. Now here's Henley. Drives, kicks it out to Zylstra. Now back out to Moten. Now drives on Eisenshank, and Brett's going to get called for the foul. Second team foul on the Spartans in the second half. Third foul on Brett as Nate Meyer checks back in for the Spartans for Jonah Eisenshank. Wildcat ball underneath their own basket. They get it into Henley. See if the Spartans can answer back with a little defensive pressure of their own. It's been, I think the Wildcats have kind of dictated the tempo here by their defensive pressure. And there's Eisenshank knocking it away from Moten, and now whistle, and a timeout's going to be called by the Wildcat coach. Matt Cordes wants a timeout. So timeout on the floor, 10:34 to go. It's New London 49, Rocori 41.
Number 15, Eric Tingwall back in for the Wildcats. Number 55, Aaron Johnson back in for the Wildcats.
New London with an 8-point lead at 49-41. 10:34 to go here in the second half. It's Zylstra, Tengwall, Henley, Johnson, and Jenny for the Wildcats. Brett Eisenshank, Nate Meyer, Ben Roush, Scott Willenbring, and Anthony Berg for the Spartans. Now Johnson just uses that 6'6" frame to go over Willenbring. He now has 8, 6 in the second half, and it's back to a 10-point lead at 51-41. Spartans are going to have to get some offense here. I don't think they're going to be able to consistently stop New London down on the other end. Eisenshank's three-pointer is no good. Now the shot's blocked. It goes out of bounds. It should be Rocori ball. Spartan fans looking for a foul there. Started to say Spartans they're going to need to get some offense here. They're going to have to score, obviously, but they're going to have to score quite a bit here as New London's kind of having their own down here on the offensive end. Now a scramble for it, and Meyer's going to pick up a foul, and I believe that's going to be his 4th. It is indeed the 4th on Meyer. 3rd team foul in the second half. 9:50 to go in the second half. New London with a 10-point lead at 51-41. Ooh, it looked like a travel there on Tengwall. Nothing called. Kick in the corner for Jenny. Three-pointers, nothing but air. Roush probably should have just grabbed it. Get a rebound on your stat sheet. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Rocori ball. Hinkemeyer will check back in for Nate Meyer. Nate has those 4 fouls. So the Spartans going smaller. Should be a little quicker with this lineup. Now Hinkemeyer, who's the primary point guard, having problems with it on Henley. Now gets it over to Ben Roush. Cross court to Eisenshank, who's been cold. It's air balls at Willenbring. Gets a rebound, shot up and good. Foul's going to go against Zylstra. I believe that'll be his 3rd. So Willenbring gets a shot to go. He has 9. It's actually the 4th foul. 4th foul on Justin Zylstra, the 5th team foul. Willenbring with a chance to complete the 3-point play here, as they're going to need it here. They're going to need every point they can get here. Free throw's no good, so the free throw woes continue. Hinkemeyer steals the rebound away from Johnson, and they'll reset. Roush with it, drives baseline on Johnson. Whistle. There's going to be a foul on Johnson. .55, Aaron Johnson. That's his fourth, so just as we talked about, the fouls are taking its toll here now. So Johnson and Justin Zylstra on the bench with 4. Brandon Zylstra checks in. Spartans are down by 8 at 51-43. Let's see if they can take advantage with the 2 Wildcat big guys on the bench. Willenbring shot, no good. Going for the offensive rebound. He's going to get whistled for the foul. Second foul on Willenbring, 4th team foul against the Spartans, and now the Spartans will try a little full court press. So they just kind of let Tangwall get the ball. Now Moten into the front court. Moten, Henley, Tangwall in the 3 guards for the Wildcats. Jenny and Zylstra. Moten, 3-pointers up, no good. Jenny with the tip rebound. He now has 9. Spartans can't afford to give them second chances here. They're down by 10 again at 53-43. Now here's Hinkemeyer with it. Berg looking inside for Willenbring. Gets it into him. Jumper in the lane. No good. Now quickly ahead to Henley. Ball stolen away by Hinkemeyer. Down court for Berg. 1-on-3. He better wait for help, and he does. So another steal for Hinkemeyer. Spartans need to capitalize on these turnovers here. They're still looking inside for Willenbring. Now Roush spin move into the lane. Nothing there. Kicks it out for Eisenshank. Hinkemeyer, 3-point range. Now jumper for Willenbring is good. So good flash in the lane by Willenbring, and Zach found him for the assist and the easy 2 for Willenbring. He now has 11. Now Tangwall to the basket. Up, no good. Jenny again, tip rebound, no good. Roush with the rebound, trying to clear himself. They got numbers if they can go, but he leaves it for Hinkemeyer. Now quickly ahead to Willenbring. 2-pointer is good. Toes are on the line, and Rocori is going to call a timeout. So 4 in a row for the Spartans, cutting into that 10-point lead. Timeout for the Spartans with 7:45 to go. It's New London 53, Rocori 47. Out there, Rocori had seemingly building a little momentum with the 2 big Wildcat posts on the bench. They scored 4 in a row. We'll see if they change up on defense here. Looks like they're going to put a little more pressure on. Full court pressure for the Spartans. They get it into Henley. Now he breaks the initial defense, and now he's going to slow it down. Now here's Moten with it. Moten, Henley, Tangwall, the 3 guards. Jenny and Brandon Zylstra. Now it's stolen away. Willenbring comes up with it. I looked down and I didn't see what happened. All of a sudden Willenbring had the ball in his hands. You were probably able to see it on the television screen. I looked down, didn't see what happened. Doesn't matter. Spartans with a chance to cut into that lead, and they need to do so. Coming up on 7 minutes to go. It's 7:05 right now. Now Berg tried to jump. I don't know why. And then New London had the ball. Couldn't save it in. Now Willenbring up off the glass and good. So Scott has 15 to lead all scorers. 6:50 to go. Spartans have cut it to 4 now. 53-49. Here's Moten with it. Having trouble getting rid of it. Gets it to Tangwall. He's their leader for the Wildcats. Little double team action by Hinkemeyer there, but Tangwall shows his composure and just pulls it back out. No shot clock in high school basketball in Minnesota, so they can take as long as they want. Now stolen away by Hinkemeyer, and he's going to be fouled by Zylstra, and he's going to go to the line to shoot a 1-on-1. Now the Spartans shot themselves in the foot in the first half. They missed 3 consecutive 1-on-1 situations. Came up empty on all of them. As a result, they ended up going to the locker room with a 2-point deficit. Let's see if the Spartans and Hinkemeyer in this case can cash in on the 1-on-1 situation. 53-49, 6:24 to go. Hinkemeyer is going to shoot a 1-on-1 here. He has 7 in the game, all in the first half. Free throw is up, no good. Willenbring tips the rebound out to himself, chases it down in the corner. Eisenschenk with it, now tipped by Tangwall. And again, lazy passes by the Spartans. They're going to need to work on that, not only for this game, but the rest of the year. Along with the free throws, it's kind of a, seems like a contagious thing, but now they've missed 4 in a row, 1-on-1s going back to the first half. Got a chance to cut into that 4-point lead, though, with the ball. Here's Meyer with it now. Willenbring, he's been the man for the offense. Three-pointer is around the rim, no good. Meyer with the rebound, tied up by Essler. Possession arrow for the Spartans. So Rocori taking advantage of those 2 New London big guys on the bench with 4 fouls. They're going to get a 3rd shot at the basket here if they can get a shot off. Now here's Eisenschenk. Bounce pass into Willenbring. Temporarily double team. Now he works into the lane, kicks it out for Meyer. Now corner for Hinkemeyer, drives baseline, little teardrop, short, no good. Willenbring tips it back out though. Hinkemeyer with it, picks up his dribble, gets it out to Rausch. Spartans need to cash in here. They've been given every opportunity this time down the floor, and they have not been able to get anything to go. Now here's Rausch with it. Willenbring working hard down low. Skip to Eisenschenk. Willenbring and Tangwall go to the floor. Travel going to go on Rausch. So they come up empty-handed. All kinds of opportunities for the Spartans. Missed a 1-on-1 free throw, missed a 3-point attempt, missed a little jumper from the baseline. 5:33 to go here as Aaron Johnson, one of the New London big guys, checks back in with those 4 fouls. Willenbring's going to draw the defensive assignment on him. He's getting help from Meyer on the weak side. Now lob into Johnson all alone for the easy 2. Not sure what happened there. Willenbring saying he got pushed. Something must have happened because he was left all alone. Johnson now has 10. Now almost stolen away again by Tangwall. Tangwall with those quick hands. He's several steals. He's also knocked several away. Now down low to Rausch. Can't get it over. Now he gets it back. So Ben has 11 now in the game. 5 here in the second half. Rausch missed the initial shot. Ball rattled around off a couple hands, came back to him, and it's back to a 4-point lead. Now they get it into Johnson. Whistle, and it's going to go against Johnson, and he's going to be done. Wildcat fans, along with the coach, are arguing because the trail official called it. The back official blew the whistle. The official right under the basket, who was